Hey guys, if you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. I'm so glad I found them. They have made this experience one of the easiest and greatest. One of the best parts about it, it's free. Hey, you can't beat that. They also have amazing, easy to use creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast from your computer or your phone. Anchor also takes the time out to distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. While you're doing what you love, you can also make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. Anchor is everything you need to make a podcast in one. Why choose anyone else? Do yourself a favor and download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. That's Anchor, ANCHOR.fm. You won't regret it. Good afternoon, guys. Welcome to Let Me Touch You podcast. I am your host, Barbara, also known as Barbie to most. I want to welcome you guys back. For any new listeners, welcome. Hope you enjoy it. For all my returning listeners, thank you so much for the love and support you guys have given me so far. It's amazing. Okay, so before I get into the topic, I want to discuss my giveaway. That was horrible, I might say. I don't know what happened this time around. I only had 2 entries, but it's okay, Things happen. So from the 2 people that entered, the winner for the giveaway is Tanya. But since, I only had 2 people that entered, and I appreciate both of you, Jen, I will be giving you something as well. So when you listen to this episode, do me a favor and send me your info, because I want to give you a little something as well for entering. You're always entering my giveaways, and I truly appreciate it. Besides that giveaway, I also want to discuss my Friday lives that I've been doing. I think I've done 2 so far with Adhd Baby from Ladies Pitch. And also I had, on the last one, I had Adhd on, and also one of my male friends as well get on. That one was amazing. We stood on for like 2 hours, but I've been enjoying it. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I am shy. Even before I come on and record and there's nobody here watching me, it's like I get sweaty and like my heart starts racing, and I'm just all over the place. So before I get on the lives, I'm like doing the same thing, and I tend to have my drink to like ease me a little bit, so it helps. But I need to get used to it, of course, because there's gonna come a point where I do wanna record myself and also have the video to go with it, because I do have the YouTube channel and people have been asking me for video along with the audio, which does make sense. So slowly but surely I'll get there, people, but I'm not ready yet. So I am looking for something to name my Friday lives. I do want to have like a name for it. After I discuss today's topic, I'm gonna give you guys like, some ideas on more or less what I want, and whoever has any feedback on a name, please let me know. So today's topic is it's okay not to be okay. With everything going on, with the pandemic, I feel like a lot of us are not okay, and we don't know how to express that. Or we're sometimes, you might be ashamed to let others know that you're not doing good. But it's okay not to be okay, especially for us mothers. Dads, don't get mad. If you're a single dad doing what you got to do for your children, this goes out to you as well. But for us single parents, let me rephrase that, it's hard, especially if you're working from home. Being at home, trying to do your job at home. At the same time, you're trying to help your children do their schoolwork, maintain everything, juggle everything. It's very, very difficult. For myself, it's been crazy. No, I'm not working from home because, as most of you know, I lost my job, and it's still hard for me. So I can imagine those that actually have to work and be a teacher as well to their kids. Because with the whole online schooling, I really don't like it. It's like, the kids have sessions, but in between those sessions, you have to be their teacher. It's a lot. I feel that it should be structured differently, but that's my opinion. Every kid is different. Every parent is different. I feel that the teachers should be consistently online with the kids. Get their lunch break, get like 15-minute breaks in between or something, but you're not going to be online for an hour with him and her, and then another hour or two you're off, and I have to do all this work, and it's a lot. I just feel like it's a lot for us parents, especially the parents that are working from home while trying to juggle the stuff with their kids in school. Lately, it's been extremely hard for me in the sense that about 2 weeks ago, my youngest, Jacob, one of the twins, he got diagnosed with ADHD and ODD, and it's just been crazy, and it put me in a place where I started thinking of things and thinking of other people, because a lot of times we're in the streets. I know I have. I'm not gonna sit here in front like I've never said it before. There's been times where I'll be in the street and I'll see a kid acting up and a mom just there, trying to calm their kid down. The kid hitting their mom and doing whatever, having a tantrum. And you're just like, that kid just needs an ass whooping and he'll be fine. 90% of the time, we don't know if that child has a condition. And, we're quick to talk shit about the mom or the dad that they're not doing anything about it, but you really don't know what's going on. And I say that because, for example, with Jacob, people have always been like, oh, you just need to hit him. If you give him one good ass whooping, you'll straighten him. I've never been the type to hit my kids. I have 4 kids, and my oldest is 16. The second one is 12. And you can ask them how many times I've hit them. Never. And my children are respectful teenagers. Hitting doesn't do anything, I feel. It just makes things worse. Of course, this is my opinion. Everybody to each his own. Whoever wants to hit their children and feels that helps for them, you do what you gotta do to raise your children. But hitting doesn't help. But it goes back to where everybody be like, oh, Barbie, you just need to whip his ass just once. And Jacob has been going to therapy for almost 2 years. He was first diagnosed with separation anxiety from when Dad and I separated. And, his behavior has been getting worse as time has progressed. And I was telling his therapist, I think there's more going on because, lately he's just not listening. And finally, after 2 years, they listened to me and he got evaluated and he got diagnosed. I had a feeling about the ADHD. I never really knew about the ODD. For those of you who don't know what both are, ADHD is attention deficient, hyperactive disorder. Usually the kids that have ADHD are aggressive. They're always fidgeting, super hyperactive. They lack focus. They have short attention spans. He gets mood swings. He's always angry. He's just all over the place, and I hate it. And what made me realize that something wasn't right is because he started realizing it. He would I'll tell him, Jacob, come on, you just need to relax. I always try to hug him and kiss him and talk to him when I see he's going through one of his moments. And one day he comes while I'm doing all that. He's like, Mommy, I'm trying really hard. You don't know, but it's hard for me to relax. So right there, I called his therapist. I was like, listen, he even notices that he's trying to do something and he can't. We need to know exactly what's going on with him. That way we can move forward with it. Change his treatment plan and do whatever we have to do to make him better. Sorry, my allergies are killing me today. So my voice is so once, he got evaluated and we found out it was ADHD, it all started making sense. Now, the ODD, for those who don't know what it is oppositional defiant disorder. The textbook definition is it's a disorder in a child marked by defiant, disobedient behavior to authority figures. When I was reading up on it, they say it's genetic, so I'm guessing it came from daddy side, because I can follow directions and I have no problems with authority figures. And the symptoms for that is that children are aggressive, antisocial, they're impulsive, screaming. Jacob, when he's playing his video game, he'll just start screaming out of nowhere. Or if he's walking around the house, he'll just start out of nowhere, he'll just start screaming. That my oldest son thought he had Tourette's or something, of how crazy it was. They like to argue, they're vindictive, and sometimes they'll harm themselves or others. With him, what I would see was when he would get upset, he'll slap himself in the head. And he's constantly fighting with his twin sister and his older siblings, but mainly the twin sister. Hold on. Sorry about that. He just barged in my room. So yeah, he's constantly fighting. Whenever I'll try to break them up, he'll start arguing and fighting with me. It just got really, really bad. So I would always say that I would never put my child on medication. Never say never, people, because it's to the point where I had to sit down, do my research, and ask myself, Barbie, do you seriously want to continue seeing your child like this, seeing him cry, telling you that he's trying to do this and do that and he can't? Or are you going to try to help him? So before going into the evaluation, I did my research on the different medications, so I already knew what they were going to put on the table, and I knew what I didn't want. I didn't want medication that was going to have him drowsy, looking like a zombie, basically. So I went in there knowing what I was talking about, because half of the time we don't do our research, and whatever a doctor says, we're like, okay, yeah, I'll do that just because they're the doctors. No. Do your research. That way when they give you options, you'll be like, no, I heard of this, I heard of that. And they'll look at you and they'll know that you know what you're talking about, and they're not going to just throw anything at your child and give them whatever they feel is right. So I went in there and we spoke, and they gave him the lowest dose of non-stimulant medication, meaning it's not medication that's going to have him drowsy or anything. They gave him one medication for ADHD and another one for the ODD. He's been on the medication for about a week. The good thing about the medication is that it's not medication. Let's say if I started it last week, and if I don't like it, he has to be weaned off of it. If I don't like the way he reacts with it, I can easily stop it. So I like that about it, and I like the fact that I can control when I give it to him. So the one for the ADHD, for example, I only give it to him on school days so far. And the one for the ODD, I only give it to him on days he's having one of his days, like I say, on a bad day. And if, on the weekends, for example, today, so far, haven't given him anything. Yeah, he's hyper, but he's a kid at the end of the day. He needs to blow off, all that energy he has in him, especially not being in school, being home 24/7. He has a lot of energy in him. So no, it's not like if I'm drugging him up every day, all day. I'm only doing it as needed. And the as needed part is where I see he's super aggressive towards his sister or his brothers, and towards me, to the point that we can't control it. Because when he gets aggressive, he gets the strength from I don't know where, and he is just going crazy on everybody. He'll just start hitting everybody, and it's sad, especially with his older brothers. I had to sit down and explain to them, tell them what he's going through. It's always best to have great communication within the family for anyone that's going through this. And it's a younger child or older child, either way is best for the siblings to know. what's going on. That way they can understand it. If everybody's on the same page, you can all help each other. So when I sat down and explained it to my two oldest, they got sad and they're like, why him? And I was like, it's something that came from his dad's side of the family, and we're gonna deal with it. Of course, their question is he gonna have to be on medication for the rest of his life? No, that is not the plan. My plan so far is to help him with the medication as needed until he reaches an age where he understands each and everything he's feeling and he's going through, and he can learn how to control things on his own. I do not want him on medication for the rest of his life. That's a no-no. It's me taking my thyroid medication in the morning. I hate it. I hate that my body has to depend on some sort of medication. So I don't want that for my child either. But of course, if when he gets older, it gets worse and it's something that he's gonna need, we gotta be realistic. I'm gonna do whatever I have to do to help him. So my two oldest began to like YouTube things. It was so cute because you see them on the sofa and they're watching YouTube videos on both ADHD and ODD, trying to understand it more. And as they were watching the videos, they were like, oh my god, this really describes Jacob. And they were learning triggers. They were knowing, ways to talk to him, ways not to talk to him. And, so far it's been good. There's some days where I just cry because it's tough. Especially that Emma, his twin sister, she doesn't understand. She's too young to understand. I wouldn't even sit here and explain it to her. But she doesn't understand that he wants to be alone. He doesn't want her bothering him. He doesn't want to play with her. He doesn't want her in his space. And, she's the only girl. That's her twin. She's so used to doing everything with him. So right now she's at a place where she's like, my brother doesn't love me. What's going on? So she's starting to act up. That's a whole nother story. But I'm trying to work with both. You probably hear them both in the background. They're playing Among Us, screaming all over the place. But yeah, it's hard. And I thank God. Shout out to my older sister, Tanya. When was it? Friday. Friday was a crazy day for me. And I'm saying Friday like yesterday wasn't Friday. It wasn't Friday. I'm sorry. It was Thursday. I called her and I was like, Tanya, do you love me? She was like, no, I'm not picking up Jacob. I was like, come on, I need a break. Because for some reason, when he's over at my mom's house, he's calm. My mom soothes him. She does that for me as well. Whenever I'm having a bad day, I call her, listen to her voice, and I'm good. So my sister picked him up, took him, and I was able to clean up, do some things that I had to do that I couldn't do. And then he came back home yesterday with my mom. Shout out to my mom as well. She's spending the weekend here with me too, to kind of help me and ease me. Her presence does that to me, so I'm grateful that she's here. So yeah, that's been my crazy 2 weeks, I'll say, dealing with all of this and trying to figure out strategies on how to improve things with him, improve things all in all with my family, and make things better. So have I been okay? No, but it's okay not to be okay, and it's okay to ask for help the way I did with my sister. Sometimes we tend not to want to ask for help because we don't want to look like we're being needy, but it's needed. And especially now with everything that we're going through, there's a lot of parents suffering from the whole stay-at-home mom depression, for the dad, stay-at-home dad depression. And it's not easy. I'm currently going through it. And give me 1 second because these kids are screaming too much. Sorry about all that screaming in the background. I'm not sure if you can hear it or not, but if you can, sorry. So yeah, with the stay-at-home mom or dad depression, it's not easy. You are so used to working, and of course our children are part of our lives, but to me, work would always be my break. It would be my time, even though I'm at work busy or whatever, but it's something that I'm doing for me. So not being at work and being at home 24/7, it has been crazy for me. Like, you tend to feel lonely, isolated. Like, you kind of feel like if you lose yourself. Of course, I love being a mom. Those who know me know that I love my children. I love each and every part about being a mom. Yesterday, I was talking to one of my friends, and I told her, I was like, girl, if I was rich, I would have one more. Love children. Love them to death. But it's hard. It's really hard because you feel like all you do is stay home, cook, clean, do laundry, like each and every little thing that you do for them. You feel like all you do is for them. You really don't have time for yourself to do anything for yourself. It's like if you lose yourself in the transition, and it's just like, what the hell? The other day I was talking to one of my homegirls, and I was like, girl, it feels so good to speak to an adult. All I do is speak to children 24/7. Like, people, it's the simplest things. Those out there who have friends that are going through what I'm going through. Doesn't matter how strong your friend is. Check up on your friend. A simple phone call goes a long way. And, it's sad that a lot of the times, you have all these friends, and in reality, no one really gives a fuck about you because you're that friend that's the strong one. Like, bitch, everybody's like, oh, bitch, you got this. Yeah, I know I got this. But, it would be nice for someone to call me to get my mind off of stuff and distract myself from all the bullshit I'm going through and just get away. So that's why I love what I'm doing right now with the podcast. Thank you so much again to the podcast community, the podcast family. If it wasn't for you guys, I think I would be lost, like completely lost. Shout out to Adhd from Ladies Pitch. Bitch, you don't know how much you've been helping me so much lately. The phone calls, the texts, every time she goes on live, she hits me up to see if I want to go on live with her. Whenever I want to go on live, since she knows I'm super shy about it, she'll join me. Like, Adhd, you've been helping me so much, and I appreciate your friendship to the fullest. Reggie, you too. If you guys are not following Mr. Rounds, make sure you do. Reggie is amazing. I know I mess with you while we're online and I call you the toxic king, but deep down inside, I know you're not a toxic king. You're just a king with toxic traits, right? I know. But Reggie is an amazing person to talk to as well. He has given me so much great advice in the short amount of time I've known him. Like, I just love that I have you and Adhd to go to whenever I need someone to talk to, and I know that you guys are always there. So thank you to the both of you so much for your friendship, and of course the rest of the podcast community for welcoming me the way you guys have. Like, it's like my home away from home when I'm online on you guys' lives and just entertained by that. It just takes me away. All of that helps. I look forward to the lives. I look forward to everything. The posts, the way we interact with each other. It helps, guys. You guys don't know, but now you know that it helps me, and I'm sure if it's helping me, it's probably helping someone else. So I'm gonna give the parents that are dealing with the stay-at-home mom, stay-at-home dad depression a couple of pointers on things that I do to kind of help myself. The one thing that I do is I write journals. Anything that pops into my head, whatever I'm feeling, whatever I'm going through, I tend to write it down. And I let everything out through there. That's like my outlet. My other outlet, of course, is podcasting. If you guys want to do it. It doesn't hurt. Start a podcast. Where the podcast family out there is amazing, so you'll be welcomed with arms wide open. Don't hesitate to do it. Just do it. Another thing that I do is when the kids they don't take naps as often as before, but when they used to take naps, if you do have children that take naps, they're taking a nap, don't take that time to clean or to fold laundry or to do this or to that. Take that time for you. Watch one of your shows, blast some music, drink some wine, do something for you. At night, now, since they're not really taking naps anymore, of course I should be sleeping. That's another thing they say. to catch up on your sleep, get enough rest. Yeah, no, I don't do that. When they're sleeping, I'm up watching my shows. I don't care. I'd rather not sleep and enjoy some me time watching my shows. I'll have some wine, or if I'm not in the mood for wine, I'll have like some hot chocolate, and I'm sitting there munching on whatever the heck I want to munch on and enjoying my shows without any interruptions. So whenever they're sleeping, if you're okay with losing some hours of sleep and catching up on your shows, do it. It helps me. That's the only time I have for myself. When they're sleeping, and sometimes in the shower, because there's times I'm in the shower and one of them want to jump in with me. So that is not my time for myself. Can't even use the bathroom without one or all four of them being in there with me. Yeah, guys, even the oldest goes in there. Hold on, guys. Sorry about that, guys. So yeah, another thing that I do is I take a break. I'm one that I'm always, the kids make a mess, I'm cleaning up after the mess. I don't like the dishes to pile up. I don't like the laundry to pile up. And this advice I took from my mom. She was like, Barbie, you need to relax. It's okay for the house to be a little messy sometimes. I'm one, I don't bring no one to my house. So she was like, you clean your house every day like if you're waiting for somebody to come visit. I'm like, it's a habit. Like, you always kept the house clean, and just in case somebody pops up or whatever, everything is on point. And she was like, just take a break. The kids make a mess and they don't clean it up the way you want it to be clean. Leave it alone. Leave it for another day. Laundry, if the kids still have clean clothes, you can skip a day of laundry. Don't do this, don't do that. Don't get up and make your bed sometimes. Just leave the bed as is. Stay in bed. Watch TV. You don't feel like cooking, you have money to order food, don't cook. Order out. It's another thing. Take a break. It's okay to take a break, guys. I've been doing it, and it does help, because I would drive myself crazy. I have to do this, I have to do that. And being the Virgo I am, I have schedules, I time everything, and it was just overwhelming for me. So taking a break has helped me a whole lot. And of course, ask for help. Like I said, it's okay not to be okay. Whoever doesn't understand that, whoever feels that you're being weak, excuse my language, but fuck them. You don't need them. Me, all I really have is my sister and my mom that are out here. I'm sure that if my sister from VA was out here, she will help me as well. But unfortunately, that's all I have. So, I tend to hold back on asking my sister and my mom for help, because I don't want to overwhelm them either. But now that they know everything that I'm going through, because I wasn't as open on telling them everything I was going through with the twins, but now they didn't know it and they see it, they're okay with helping. They understand that I need the help. They don't think that I just want to get a break just because they know that it's needed. A mental break is needed. If not, you're gonna explode. So it's okay not to be okay, and it's okay to ask for help from those who truly love you, truly care, and will help you. So I had an idea about something, with everything that everyone's going through, and those who are kind of going through this whole stay-at-home mom, stay-at-home dad depression. I wanted to have some support group type thing, where maybe I don't know, one of the lives that I go on, it can be a session where, a venting session, where whoever is going through something and wants advice from any other parent, they can join me on the live, and we can discuss whatever it is they're going through, and see what type of feedback you get from other parents. Because at times you think you're the only one going through something, but in reality, a lot of people are going through it, or have been going through it for a while, and have learned different techniques to help them. So I figured we can all help each other and kind of have something to look forward to on one of my lives, and vent together for a little while, have a little venting session, and then do something else afterwards. That way it can be a set time for adulting. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that. And like I mentioned earlier, I'm looking for a name for that. So any suggestions, hit up my DM and let me know. So I hope, this episode helped someone. If you're going through anything, like I always said, doesn't matter what I'm going through, I'm always here to help others. You can hit me up. I'm always available to talk to. I'm gonna end this episode with this quote. I know it's hard. I know it can be hard to get up every day and have these little people rely on you. I know it's hard to feel like sometimes your world is so small. I want to remind you, you are the world. You are the world to those little ones around you. You are their nurture, their home, and their comfort. You are everything to them, and I hope even on your hard days, you know how special you are, especially to your little people. Like I said earlier, and I've been saying throughout the whole episode, it's okay to be okay. Fight as hard as you can. Better days will come. Things will get better. And you might not see it now. You might feel that the kids don't appreciate each and everything you do for you. But we was there before. We thought our parents were being annoying. And as we got older, we realized that each and everything they did for us, they did it to make us a better person and to try to open our eyes to different things. So yes, your teenager, your toddler might not show appreciation right now, but as they get older and they become parents, they'll learn to appreciate each and everything you did for them. So until next time, people, stay safe and stay blessed. Make sure to follow me on IG, Facebook, and go listen to my episodes that you have not listened to yet. Also, for people who are feeling depressed or going through anxiety, I also have an episode on mental health. Go listen to that. So, that was Jacob, guys. Say